So let's try this again. So now we got it going. I thought it was clicked. I saw it was clicked here. All right, so anyway, let's start this over. So welcome to Sunday Night Spins here at 35-1 Roulette Cruisin. Sure glad you joined us here on this Sunday night. Now that we have sound, let's dive into the comments real quick and see who we got on here. All right, so Fox Gaming, he says, good evening. Wanted to mention your point pusher strategy was used by a Holy Roller Cruising Club member who racked up 9,000 points. Can't wait to try it in April. Another one from Fox. On a side note, do you recommend switching to a different strategy for recovery, like 9 Street or Romanowski? Okay, we'll dive into that in just a second. Randall's on here. Hey, Randall, missed you a couple of weeks. Let's see. You got some no sound. Working on it. Got it. I think we got it. Another one. Sammy, David, Jason. Let's see. GoPro Connor's on here. GoPro Connor, I haven't seen you on here in a long time. I think you won a one-hit wonder, and I think you went into hiding or something. Let's see. Have I gone deaf, or is there no sound? All right, we got it now. Okay, Andrew's on here. He says, "Hey, Eric, you got it muted." Okay, I think I'm good now. Sammy, it's working now. Kevin McCoy, glad you joined us. First time I've seen you on here. Hello. Let's see. David says that's better. It's better when you hear me talking. It does make a world of difference whenever I'm trying to talk to you guys and explain stuff. All right, so let's see. Randall's no sound. Okay, got that, Randall. All right, Patty's on here. Happy Sunday, everyone. I received my chip in the mail. Thank you. All right, thanks, Patty. Kevin said, there we go. All right, I'm working through them. Let's see. Big Day. Big Day's on here. I'm here. Good evening. Robert's on here. Hello, everyone. Escape. Let's see. He says hello. I would say that, but I don't know if I can say all that. With J and K. Okay. All right. Hello. All right. Jags fans on here. Good evening. Been on a bunch of cruises. Have had some fun. All right, Jags fan. It's been a while since you've been on here too. So something must have piqued y'all's interest for y'all to dive back on here again. So let's see if we can just keep our views up for this episode here. Make sure to hit that like button for me. And if you don't mind, if you're on some kind of social media platform of some kind that you can send out a share it. Let's get a few more people on here. We usually end up with about mid-20s to 30 viewers during the live. So we're trying to up that just a little bit. And normally we have some drop off toward the end, but that's just how it goes whenever you're trying to do some do live here. Not everybody is into this style, but I do the best I can with what I got to work with here. Before I started, my computer would not connect to my camera. I restarted this thing like 3 times. I mean, literally I was down to like the last minute before it finally came on. So, bear with me. This technology is killing me. All right, let's see, Kevin. I've been on friends with Ryan. Okay, all right, Kevin. Escape. Oh, it's Justin. Man, y'all keep confusing me with these. Y'all changing platform usernames. Randall, sorry I missed you last week, but the hospital did not get Yahoo. Oh gosh. All right, so let's see. So we had a question up at the top. So I don't know how many of you are in the cruising club, that Holy Roller Cruising Club on Facebook. Okay, but there was a guy he put a post on there and said he played point pusher at the $450 level. Now, I think he ended up posting the next day that his buy-in was $2,500. And I mean, this guy has gotten like 900 points over this cruise, or 9,000 points over this cruise, and I think he's only lost like $800 or $900 total. Okay, so that's a pretty good return on investment, in my opinion. Let's see. Randall says, I'm at YouTube. Okay, RCL. Stingy. Yes. Royal Caribbean has changed their offers. That is for sure. And some of us are thinking that the reason they're so bad here in March, they think it's kind of one of those, it happens every March. I'm not sure. I mean, I was kind of cruising last year, and I don't recall it taking this drastic of a drop in March. But there's people that's been doing this longer than I have. They may have noticed a pattern to it, that every year just before the end of the casino year, they kind of kill us with the bad offers, and then April rolls around, it starts a new casino year, and then bam, then they're loading us down with them. But the other thing is, there's so many good ships out there right now that they're getting them booked without having to go through the casino. So I don't know where the numbers are for that, but you know, that's kind of what we're thinking. Okay, hopefully they'll improve next month. Now I have a cruise 2 weeks on Utopia, and so I'm like, I've got a cruise in mind that I'm trying to get a certificate for right now, and but to earn that one, it's going to be 2,000, 3,000 points to receive that offer or that instant certificate. So I've got to kind of work at it just a little bit on that cruise, which I wasn't planning on doing that, but it's kind of something that's come up, and I'm kind of thinking about it. All right, so let's see. So Patty says 450 level is too rich for my blood. I can hear you, Patty. Robert says, I hear you. Okay. All right. So just so everybody's on board with what this is doing. So the guy's playing with $450 on the table. So let's, I hate to dive off into Point Pusher to start the night, because especially at $450, we're gonna take a pretty bad whack at our $1,500 bankroll. That's my normal bankroll. $1,500 is what we use on Sunday nights. But because we want to try to run the guy's strategy of what he's running, let's just say we're going to keep this cash in our pocket. Okay, so whenever you go on a cruise, you can charge to your room. Okay, so you can charge to your cabin, they charge it to your account, and you pay for it at the end of the cruise, essentially. But there's a limit on how much you can get per day. I want to say it's $5,000 is your limit per day of what you can charge to your room. Okay. So I wouldn't suggest charging $5,000. I'm one, I buy in for, maybe $200 to $500. That's kind of my range that I'll go sit down and I'll buy in for that kind of, but I always charge it to my room pass, my sea pass, and then my profits, I'll go down and I'll pay at the cashier, not the cashier, I'll go cash in, but anyway, get my money. And then I'll go down to guest services and I'll go ahead and pay that down on my account. So that way I'm really not taking any charges off the ship. So just kind of, that's what we're working on here. Let's see. So Jags fan said he's made it to 19,000 points. Jags fans 3,500 points on one cruise. Very aggressive. Okay, free play. Okay. All right, so Jason's pointing out free play. The offers, the one thing that really has suffered on the instant certificates is the free play. I mean, they've almost cut that stuff in half for all the cruises. So let's see. David says the guy probably has money to burn. Now, according to his post, he had a $3,000 bankroll that he brought onto the ship, and he would normally buy in for $2,000. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to say, we're going to give our card to the pit boss. Pit boss, I need to charge $2,000 to my room. And they'll take your card. They'll come back. You'll sign the receipt for it. So let's go ahead and get $2,000. This may be a bad idea. I know it sounds like a bad idea if your bankroll is limited, but if you can't afford it, this is one way to really rack up some points. I think he was averaging, it was $1,000 an hour, I think, is where he was at with it. Maybe even 1,500 points an hour that he was earning. All right, so there's on here. Stelly's on here. Let's see, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Is there a limit you can charge to your room? Yes, Stelly. There is a $5,000 limit per day. Now, that's not guaranteed, because I have heard that some people have gone up to the table and they want $5,000 and they will only allow them to charge $1,000, and that's based on their play. Okay, so if you're a first timer walking up to the table, they're probably not going to let you charge $5,000 to your room, okay? But that is the max. So if they allow it, that's the max they will allow, okay? But I have seen some people that are only allowed to charge $1,000 until they show their style of play would need a $5,000 bankroll, okay? So I hope that answered that question. All right, so let's see. Fox Gaming, he was chasing signature before the point reset. Right, so he was after that. I think he was like 8,000 or 9,000 points from it, and he just crossed the signature line there. So, all right, so let's dive into it. So it's a $450 average is what he's playing. Okay, so with that $450 average, you're pretty much going to put $150 on the third column. You're going to put $50 on your corners. Okay, so there's 5 corners with $50 on there, and we're going to put $50 on the split 000. Now, if I could afford this, I would love to walk up to the table and put $450 down and go for 10 spins. That's all I'm going to try to do right now. But I know what's going to happen. Because that's our goal, is to go 10 spins, we're probably going to bust out like, twice before we get to 10 spins. All right? And, I mean, it's just guaranteed. I mean, there it is. We hit the 4. So we just lost $450. Okay? So now we've got to dig ourselves out of this hole. Now, would we stay with the point pusher? We know we're going to earn some points off of it, but how much of our bankroll are we going to sacrifice to do that? I bought in for $2,000. $450 is already lost right now. All right, 31. All right, so that's a push there. And it's going to be hard to recover that $450 because it takes 3 wins down here on the 0002. It takes 3 wins to recover $450. So we're not going to recover that. All right, 17. There's another push. And I think Fox asked up top, what would we do to try to get into a recovery? There are some things we could do. We could pull this chip off right here. All right, so there we go. I pulled that off of there. So now that's a profit of $50. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull that $50 back there. Let's put it back. All right, maybe every once in a while pull one off of there. We'll slowly grind $50 back out of it. And we're 5 spins into it. Now we're only down $400. See if we can get it back. All right, 14. Okay, it's a good thing I put that back because there it was. All right, so here we go. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull it and let's see what happens here. So you're putting yourself more at risk because now you've added 4 more numbers. So now you've got 7 numbers exposed. This is the dangerous part of this strategy here. All right, 36. Okay, so that's another $50 profit there. So we're going to go ahead and replace that right there. And it's just going to be a slow grind to get those, to try to recover that loss there. All right, Big Day says, if I'm on a cruise and it is a March that goes into April, does it reset in the middle of the cruise? Yes. Yeah, at midnight on March 30th or whatever it is, that it resets. So your points go back to 0. So you're just on the new year, but your points for that cruise is still going towards the instant certificate. Okay, but your points will split. Okay, y'all tell me if I'm wrong on that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull this one. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. I haven't been on a cruise that was March through to April. So what he's talking about is you board the cruise, let's say, the 28th of March, and you get off on like the 3rd of April. Okay, that's what he's talking about. And 1. Dang it, man. All right, well, good thing I pulled that off. This is a dangerous strategy, man. I really like it, but man, when this wheel gets your number, it gets it. All right, so here we go. Reset. All right, so we got $150, $50 on all that, and we are getting killed. All right, let's see. Jason says, you are no match for your wife's boyfriend. Is that what that says? If she got one, I hope he's got some money. All right, 9. All right, that's a push. All right, we have gone 10 spins unless I've missed one in there, and we are down $750 right now. All right, but that's 450 points. So let's see if we can survive to 20 spins. At least make it worth the loss of that money. All right, we're on 20. Did I forget to move one? You'll tell me if I'm missing my count here. I don't want to go too many. Your points on the cruise will total for the instant certificates, but at midnight turning to April 1st will count towards the new year. Correct. Yep. All right, 19. All right, so let's go ahead and pull. We're going to pull this one. We're going to grind back some. I should switch to something else, but, you know, hey, I want to run this because we need a true example of this strategy. Oh, my God. You know, like I said, sometimes it just ain't going to work in your favor. And I am getting hammered. Is it going to be one of those nights? Who brought the bad luck tonight? Can somebody volunteer to say they are the ones that brought the bad luck? All right, so let's change it up. So if you get 100 points, 1,000 points, March 27th through the 31st, and 1,000 points, April 1st through the 3rd, you will get 2,000 point certificate, but you'll only get 1,000 for the new casino year. That is correct. That sounds correct there, Stelly. All right, let's see what we can do here. There's got to be something else. So let's convert. Let's convert it over. Let's go some, we're going to go 5 corners, 1 column. Real quick. Just swapped it over. Let's just see if we can get going again. Now, of course, we are at, there's 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 425. All right. So 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 25. So we're $425. All right. 21, that's going to earn us $75 profit right there. All right, let's see if we can get another one out of it. All right. Let's see. Fox says, I guess I did for mentioning it. Okay. All right. Big Day says, thanks for the info, Stelly. Yeah, thanks, Stelly, for sharing that information. All right, 9. Okay, there's another $75 profit right there. And, you know, it was asked earlier, what would we do to try to recover that loss? You know, switching over to something like this, you can keep your average up pretty high. You know, so it really shouldn't hurt you for your average, but you are putting yourself at risk. But we're grinding away at $75 profits right here with this one. So let's run this one. Let's run this one until we have a push, and then we'll switch to something else maybe. Or should we bump it up? Let's see. Next question. Big Day. Would the Romanowski work at $25 level? Yeah. So let's see. We'd have to really look at it. Let's see if we can finish these spins here, because we're grinding our losses back. Might get 6 units via Romanowski. Okay. Oh gosh. We get freaking 35. Okay. So. All right. So now, Romanowski. So what are y'all thinking here? We're going to go, what we going here? 4 there. 4 there. And don't we have to have 4? We have 2 and 2, something like that. Does that look right to you guys? Or would y'all want to go up higher on that? So do we need to go 6? 6 there, 6 there, and 1 and 1. If I got something wrong, what am I missing here? Because that's a push everywhere right now. That's a push on those 2. but we would have a profit down here though, right? 3 units and 2 units. 3, 1, 3 units. 3 units and 2 units. Type it out. Let's see, I was on Explorer 2 weeks ago. I was having the kind of luck that battle. Oh, okay. It was not a good weekend in casino. Oh gosh. So what am I doing wrong here? So type it in. Type it in. 150 on the dozens, 50 on the corners. Okay. All right. 50, 50. There is 150, and there is 150 there. Okay. Yeah. So I had too many chips on that. That's where we run into a problem. All right. So where are we at? 1, 2, 3. There's 100. So there's 300. There's $400. So our average hasn't decreased much. We're staying in that $400 to $450 range with these 3 strategies here. All right, so 30. So that's going to win $50. Is that what that is? So there's 6 there, and there's only 4 there, so that's a $50 profit right there. Is that what you guys are thinking there? All right, Big Day says 75 on the dozens, 25 on the corners. Okay, so we just doubled it up. So now we're earning $50 every time we hit on these dozens down here. Now, I couldn't run it at this level because I just don't carry a bankroll big enough to run at this level. Okay, so what does that pay there? So that's going to be 16 chips right there. That is going to be the same $50 profit there. So that's 5, there's 6, there's that 6, and then there's that 50 right there. So it's a $50. Okay, so follow the ball with the corners. Okay, all right, so we hit there. So you're saying every time we need to move these corners, we're going to chase the ball. I think it has 20 spins right there. Might have missed one. 29. Okay, so there is another $50 profit right there. All right, so now we're going to go here and there. Wait, there. All right, we are 21 spins in. Our average has been around $400 to $450. We're going to say average $425. So we're at 850 points right now, give or take. We're down $1,000 right now. All right, so there is 11. And we're going to switch these back here. All right. And, you know, I don't ever play this strategy. I should play it more often, but I don't. I just, I kind of like the other stuff. It seems a little more aggressive to me. But, you know, when it hits on that, I don't think it really matters. You know, it's killed us. Tonight is killing us. All right, where are we at? We're at 22 spins right now, but we're going to get as many points out of this stupid thing as we can. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. You know, we just run this until the wheels fall off, I guess. All right, we don't have enough to go up another level. Because I'd like to earn $100 per spin if I could. So maybe if we can get a $50 win here, we'll bump it up. So that way we can get a $75. That's what it would be. Oh my God. You know, this is another reason why I don't run no average this high. So this Sunday night is going to be one of those nights. So what do we have? We got 7 chips left. 7 chips left. Follow the ball. I took Jason's advice. He said follow the ball. That's what got us. All right, so I don't think I'm going to accomplish much right here. Let's not do that. What's that 7 going to get us? Let's try this. All right, we just did just splitting the wheel here. Let's see if we can get us on a split here. Finish this off here. We are going to be finished with a loss of $2,000. 850 points. We might get to 600 points, give or take. As long as I can hit one of these splits, then we can kind of get going again. There we go. All right. So that's going to pay 17 to 1. There is 17 right there. So 3, 3, 2. Let's see, do we have enough to do it again? 3, 3. All right, there we go. We got us enough to get us another bullet off out of it. All right, so I'm going to keep an eye on where our splits hit. Try the center blaster. Uh-oh. That's expensive points. That is for sure. These are expensive points. All right, 8. Okay, so that's going to be a $50 profit right there. Okay, now that would have missed our split in the wheel strategy. So let's try it. Let's see if we can make it happen again. Now I'm throwing it all against the wall to see what'll stick at the moment. Trying to grind this back. 25, there we go. All right, so that's going to pay 17 to 1. Okay, so there's that. So now we're going to go back. 4, 5, 6. All right, so there's that. 6 and 6 there. 2 and 2 there. All right, here we go. Whoa, Randall, that's a lot. That looks like it might have been a copy and paste. Try this bet. $10 on 10, 15 double streets. $5 on 10, 12. Oh my God, really? Goodness gracious alive. You know. Let's see, what do we have here? So we don't have enough. Let's see. This ain't gonna make us anything, but let's see if we can finish off some spins here. 5. So we got 5 chips left over. 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try that and see if we can get us a hit. All right, so that might have worked out right there. Let's pay that and see what happens here. Should, hopefully. All right, there's 8. And here is another 8. All right. Let's change it. Let's do something different here. 5. Okay, we got $75 left. Now we switched over to the 5-1. Got to find some way to get like a big win. And the only way you can do it is to pick numbers. I mean, that's the only way you can really get out of a hole is get lucky on hitting a number, obviously. This is showing you how to lose. That's what I should put as the title of this video. How to lose $2,000. All right, so let's see. So there is 6 chips there. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. You have done this before, yeah. Yeah, we've taken this road before, haven't we, Randall? Let's see. I should bump those up. If I hit this column, I'm going to bump those up out there. Let's try that. Five again. Okay. All right, we'll stick with it. All right. We have traveled this muddy road before. All right, we are 30 spins. We're at 31 spins right now, and I'm throwing everything in the toolbox at it at the moment. Trying to get some points, trying to grind some back. Oh, whew. All right, so now we hit that column. Good title for the video. I was wondering how to lose $2,000. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we hit this column here. So being we hit that column, let's drop 4 chips in there. So we are at 525 on the table right now. Come on, get us over there. Come on, 32. Now, of course, it would hit that. And so we lose all those, but we win 3. So I lost 1 chip right there. That didn't work out very well. I agree, all on black. Let's see, what just hit? 33. Oh, well, we could, let's see, could we do? We can't do battleship, can we, with this? 32 again. All right, so there's that. All right, we're gonna. Man, I am fighting for my life here at this table here. 16 red. All right, come on. We're at 34 spins right now. We've been running a good $400 average the entire time. Okay, we are trying to get some points out of this. And sometimes just being at the table and just grinding and getting those points and trying to make up for those losses, you know. I mean, you're going to lose some, but if we can get enough points to make it worth the loss, I mean, sometimes it's worth it, but that's a lot right now. These points are very expensive at the moment. All right, 22. Okay, so we hit this column over here. And let's see, so I'm going to take 4 chips again. So I'm going to bump us up. I'm going to bump us up to 525. Did I move one of those? I probably missed a couple here and there. So let's go ahead and do it anyway. All right, we got 25 people watching. Make sure to hit that like button for me. All right, so we hit 26. So let's clear the table. Let's pay it out. All right, so that is a $200 right there, because that's going to pay 16 chips there. There's 16, there's 8 there. Let's reset. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ooh, we are getting close. All right, what we got here? Second and third dozen are not. Bet those martingale. Oh Lord, we hadn't hit the. Which one haven't we hit the longest? Anybody been keeping up with that? I don't think we've come down. Well, we hit 5 down here a few times in a row. All right, 10. Okay, so we hit this column over here. So let's try it again. So let's see if we can get a hit on these. So we're looking for this block right here. So let's see if we can get one to drop in there. Did I move one of those? 13. Oh, crap. All right. So we lost $100 right there. All right. Now I'm going to get aggressive with it. I'm putting $50 on each of them there now. All right. Has anyone played on a Princess ship? This is from Patty. Patty's wondering if anybody has played on Princess. Wasn't there one of the ships that come out with a 000 wheel? Did I read that correctly a while back? 30. Bam! All right, we are hitting it now. All right, so there is 16 chips there. And let's see, there's another 8, another 8, and right there. All right. We have almost got it all back. Almost. Let's just see where we're at here. I know we're down $500 or $600 right there. But we started with $2,000. We are at let's see, this is almost spin 40. So we need to get one more spin out of it. Just one more spin. Let's see, what's going to cover? Of course, Point Pusher is going to cover everything, but I'm not going to go too aggressive with it. I just got to survive one more spin. So I'm going to reduce it down to 225. All right, so we got a 225 spin on there right now just to finish off one spin. And that'll put us at 40 spins at 425 is our average. I think we'll go with 425 to be our average. So somebody do the math on that for me. So 40 spins at $425 average. 26. All right, that's a push. Okay. All right, so there we go. I am almost satisfied with that mess of a session we just had right there. Okay, so we bought in for $2,000. So there is $1,000. There is $1,150. Okay, so $1,150 is what we're leaving with. So that's an $850 loss, which is what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's that $850 loss right there. Okay, but this is a dangerous strategy. You know, diving off into a $450 average. Now, if you can get on a good run with the Point Pusher, but the problem is when you when it busts you, it is hard to get out of that hole with it. And as you can see, man, we just went through like 3 or 4 different strategies just trying to recover all that. But we got most of it back. I mean, to be honest, I thought we was going to be completely out. All right, so we bought in for $2,000, which I could never do. We're out for $1,150. We've had a spin count of 40 spins. Our average was $425, and somebody's done the math here. Patty did the math for me. That is 1,700 points for 40 spins. Okay, so essentially it's 425 times 4. Okay, because you get your average in points is based on your average dollar amount. Okay, so $450 is 420, or $425 is 425 points every 10 spins, and the math comes up to 1,700 points. Jason says it's 1,800 points. Now it's just according to where they have your average. If they kept it at 450, we'd probably be at that 1,800 point range. It's probably where Jason's at with it. And let's see, Fox is saying the same thing. 4 times 425. All right, so we're going to say 1,700 just to be safe with it, because we did reduce it a couple times to survive. But you know, 425, 1,700 points, a loss of $850. Okay, so a loss of $850. Okay, all right, so we're not going to use any of our cash tonight. We're just going to play with, let's see, we're going to play with these chips tonight. How about that? All right, what else you guys want to see? Is there anything you want me to dive off into? I think Randall put something in here earlier he wanted us to try. But that's a lot of stuff for me to look at there, Randall. Let's see. If everybody will scroll up for me. $5, $10 each, $5 each. Wow, that's a lot, Randall. I don't know if I have that much time to put all that out there. But hey, let's give it a try. All right, so let's say $500. So we're going to buy in for $500 there. Let me set this over here out of the way so we can be sure we have that. So $500 in red chips. That way I can get all my greens back in a rack here out of the way. All right, now remember, you guys, you can do a one-hit wonder spin for $1.99 Super Chat. So keep that in mind. That is an option available. Make sure to hit that like button for me. We have 23 people watching right now. And there's been 56 views. So I don't know how to keep up with the views. I think people come in, they watch a little bit, and then they leave, and they come back. You know, it's kind of back and forth, so I'm not sure how it keeps up with that. All right, so let's see. Let's look at what Randall had up there for us. He wanted us to run something. He said, try this bet. Okay, so we got $10 on 1015 Double Street, 1318 Double Street, 1621 Double Street, 1924 Double Street, 2227 Double Street, and $5 each, 1012 Street. Let's see, working my way through it. 10, 12, 25, 25, 27 streets. Okay, $5 each on 1014. So 1014 corner right there. 1115 corner. 1317 corner. 1418 corner. 1620 corner. 1721 corner. 1923 corner. 2226. Wait, I think that's what we're doing right here. And then 2327 corner. Okay, and let's see, total bet $110. That is correct. That's $110. So this is what you were calling earlier. You said you called it something, Tri-Center Blaster. All right, so this is what Randall wants us to run this. All right, so it's $110. $110 bet. I think I pretty well got it figured out. All right, so here we go. James wanted to see the 6-2 strategy. Maybe we can get to that, James. We're already at 45 minutes into this. Holy cow! I may have to start stretching this out to 2 hours. You know, I mean, what else have y'all got to do on a Sunday night other than listen to me lose and watch me lose some money? All right, so that's that. So let's go ahead and say we just lost $110. All right, are we doing anything special with this, Randall? Are we chasing anything, or are we going to keep it there the entire time? This is just to recover some losses. It has different levels of jackpots. Okay. You know, obviously these right through here are going to be your best ones. And 6. And we're going to get, I believe we're going to get raped and pillaged on this one here. It's looking very promising for the other team at the moment. The casino loves it right now. But there's always opportunity, you know. Let's see what happens. And 5. So yeah. All right. So there's that. There's that. All right. We've only got that much to recover. Okay, here we go. Let's see. That was 3 in a row. All right, so here we are. Spin 4. All right, next title of this video is how to lose $500 in 5 spins. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's not looking good. That's not going good at all. Okay, so let's see. Diller, I got to get $500 more in red chips, if you don't mind. So there's that. So let's see. There's 110 out there right now. Let's put that right there for right now. And let's get us another $500 rack right here. So I need $400 right here. Okay. All right, so now I got 400. There's that 500 there, and we had some extra left over. All right, so we're square now. So now we're $1,000 into this. All right, here we go. This is spin number 5. Let's see, it can move down or up the board. Oh no, we're gonna tear this middle up in a second. Oh my God Almighty. Let's see, another $110. All right, so how many is that? That's like 6 times it's missed the middle. Come on. All right, this session is going down faster than the Titanic. Yes, yeah, and there's no one playing the violin as we're sinking. Come on, we got it, Randall. Oh, I got to put $10 more out there. I forgot that a minute ago, so I got to. I think I'm good on that. All right, 9. Gosh almighty. What the heck? I think I'm square. Lord have mercy. Come on. I mean, it can't miss anymore. Double up time by now. Oh, we're fixing to get on a mad run. Hey, we got a piece. All right. Woo, we finally got something. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, so that should be, there is 11. There is 10 for that double street there, and that's a corner. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so there's that. Now, what we gotta do? Rebet all the double streets. That one right there, and we go something like. Did we go all of them? Did I miss something? All right, so after all that, that is a $55 profit right there. Yikes, 14 whacks. Oh, all right, let's see. Hey, double up time now. Okay, let's see. Fox says only 100. The 2 streets were missing. Uh-oh. Yeah. 34. Oh my God, man. What the heck? Okay. It's at that point now. I'm not walking away at this point. I mean, something's got to happen. And this is, when you guys, give me a strategy like this is not to prove the strategy doesn't work. Okay? So, we have just had a bad run of numbers. The wheel knows where you're betting, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right? I mean, at this point, we are getting killed, but, there is opportunity for it to recover. But it's not working out right now. Let's see. All right, so David says, I think Randall was one of those violin players in his previous life. Oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yikes. All right, so Lord have mercy. We're $1,000 into it. So $65 is what we have left at the moment. Now, we haven't gone 10 spins yet, so I need to, we had a $110 average, so, hey, what can we do? 2,000 profit. Oh, that's 2,000 loss. What can we run now? Let's see. I don't think there's a whole lot of anything we can run. Let's go 20 on red. Let's see, where's all the reds? Let's go 20 there. Let's go 20 there. Let's just go ahead and make that 25. Now this is the dealer. Thank you for dealing for me. I'm headed back to my cabin now to lick my wounds. All right, we're on red. We're on the first and third column because that's the ones with the most reds. Maybe we can get lucky. And we did. Look at that. Man, it's like we almost know what we're doing. So we got to do that like 78 more times. And we should be in profit. Okay, so there's that. All right, so let's go black. So what do we have here? So can we make 3 stacks there? All right, let's go. All right, so there is $40 there. Now we're gonna go black. So we're gonna go right there and right there. All right, can we do it? Back to basics, yin and yang. Let's see. GoPro, I'm heading to the bar to get my free prime drinks, then to dueling pianos to drown my sorrows. Oh, it's gonna turn around for you, Connor. It'll turn around for you. Let's see. Oh, well, you know, hopefully you have better luck than what we're having tonight, because that was brutal. Brutal. That is for sure. All right. So that's $2,000 down to, well, not $2,000. We got some green chips left over there. There's always potential. All right, so let's get those out of the way. That was rough. Yeah. All right, let's see. Where's my paper at? That killed us. Okay, so session 2, we were in for 1,000. We were out for 0. We went 10 spins. Oh, wow. 10 spins at $110 per spin. So 110 points for that session. Oh, yikes. That's a lot. All right, so what do we have now? So we do have some green chips left. Somebody wanted to see the 6-2, so can we do that real quick? You guys want to dive into that? Oh wait, Robert's got a $2 super chat in here. So Robert, you want to do a one-hit wonder spin real quick, or you want me to go ahead and demonstrate the 6-2? You tell me. Let's see. Randall, and never hit any number in the second. Now I know. We never hit a number in the second dozen. We should really chase that second dozen now. Let's see. So there's $150. So we got $150 left of our $2,000. So let's, all right. So Robert wants to do a one-hit wonder spin. All right. We're going to use orange chips there, Robert. He wants all on 1 to 18. All right. So here we go. So Robert has paid $2. $2 super chat or whatever he did for $2 there, and that buys him a one-hit wonder spin. If he wins a custom chip from 35 to 1 Roulette Cruisin. So let's see if Robert can get a chip tonight with this one-hit wonder spin here. All right, good luck, Robert. Let's see what happens here. He wanted everything on 1 to 18. We have 20 chips here. There is no minimum anywhere on the table, but you must double your money. That's the only rule, is you must double your money. So we start with 20, so you got to finish with at least 40. And 12. All right, Robert, you won your one-hit wonder spin. So there it is. Let's see. There you go. That's a win, Robert. All right, so be sure to send me that email, Robert. I got you here on the list. So Robert is a winner on a super chat one-hit wonder spin. I'm going to put it right there so I don't forget it. All right, so be sure to email me at roulettecruisin@gmail.com. All right, so we bought in for $150. Okay, so let's do a quick rundown of well, all right. Let's just do a quick rundown of the 6-2 because I've spent a lot of time talking. Let's see. So we can take $50 off of this. So there's 10, 20, 30, 40, and there is $50. Okay. All right. So these are $2 chips. All right. The setup for the 6-2 strategy is 6 chips here on Double Street. All right. So there's 6 chips there. 6 chips there. All right, now we're going to go 2 chips on 3 splits here. Okay, and it doesn't matter which 3 you pick out of that, but there's this block of numbers here and a block of numbers there. You could have them set this way. You could do them. You could double them up. Whatever you want to do with it. I just kind of like, you know, when I look at the table, I like right to me, left away. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. All right, so this is just a quick, we're just going to go a few spins on this just to kind of give everybody an idea, because this is really, this setup here is kind of the first strategy, but I was playing it like a 2-1 originally, and that's how I was earning points on the cruise. just sitting down for hours at the time playing this strategy. All right, so 7. Okay, so that is a 6-chip profit right there. All right, so here is a 6-chip profit. Now with those 6 chips there, we could just rack those 6 chips if we wanted to. But my theory is, hey, let's put them to work. So I'm going to put 2 chips on each of these double streets there. And that increases that win on those double streets. I think it increases it to 12 chips. So let's see if we can hit it, and then we'll calculate it up. And we'll make sure that's what's going on here. It's been a minute since I played this. All right, 2, perfect. Okay, so we're just going to rake everything, and let's see, pay it out. So that's going to pay 5 to 1, right? So there's 3, there's 4, all right, and there's 5. Okay, so now we're going to drop it back down to 6. So 6 chips down there. Let's see, let's just go ahead and measure them right there real quick. The 6 chips there, 6 chips there. And let's see, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 again. Now we're going back to base. So here's our profit of 1 cycle. So we hit one, that was a 6-chip profit. Then we hit another one, and then this is the profit. Okay, so there is 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there is 6 chips right there. So that's the original 6 that we put back out there. And then there is 10 and 13. Okay, so now that's 13 chips. Seems like it's off, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll go with it. All right, so now we're just going to bring all that back to our rack. And now we're just going to start the cycle over again. That's all we're doing here. So, and Jason is correct. There's 8 whacks. Now that they've been pointed out, we're going to hit one of them. That way y'all can find them. But you can kind of see where they're at and see. And, you know, I'm not saying it's hard to avoid them, but I'm kind of liking this one for the way it kind of it recovers. All right, so there we go. So that is another 6-chip profit. So there is that 6 chips there. All right, so now, then we hit on a double street. We've hit a double street a couple of times. Now I'm going to press all of our splits up this time. So now we're hoping that it changes from hitting the double street to hitting a split for us. And then we'll see what that win is right there. And hopefully I can get the cycle on it and show you all what it is there. This is a fun strategy to sit down and play. You know, you buy in for $200, but we had to buy in for $50 or $150. All right, so 35. Okay, so nothing happens there. That's a push because that would be that 6-chip profit. We've already put it out there, so that's just a push. Now, of course, there's been plenty of people that have pointed out that we're pretty well covering the same amount of numbers that the 5 double street strategy does. Okay, so you know that's why it pays like it pays, because it's exactly the same setup. It's just I'm splitting stuff instead of double streeting stuff. All right, 3. Okay, so another push. Let's see, I don't think I missed like 2 or 3 spins there, so let's put us a few right there. All right, come on, get us a cycle. I want to see another split hit. 28. Oh gosh. All right, so that missed there. That missed there. All right, but so that was just a example of what that's going to do. Now, if we would have hit a split, I want to just go ahead and pay that out just to finish the night out and pretend that we hit 26. All right, so that's going to pay 17 to 1. That's going to pay 51 chips right there. All right, so there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10. Okay, so there's that. All right, and there is 40. There is 51 chips. All right, there's 1. I got to hit 1. Okay, so 51 chips. Now we're going to go back down to base just to show the example. All right, 6 there, 6 there, 6 there, and we're going to go back 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so here's all this profit right here. Okay, so now we take off that original 6 chips that we put out there, you know, that we pressed them up with. So our profit would be 15, would be 18 chips. All right, so that is $36 profit on one cycle. Plus this, now, so that's another $12 on top of that. Okay, so for that one cycle, we are 10, 20, 30, 40, $48 profit on one cycle. All right, so that's just the example of the 6-2 strategy real quick. I just kind of wanted to show that out there again. And I like this one because it's like you can get into almost like a little battle with the dealer, trying to, and you move them splits around a little bit, you pressing up, you collect, you know, that stuff like that. Okay, all right, so there we have it. So if you guys want to go ahead and start putting in your one-hit wonder spins, and I'm going to go ahead and calculate our points for the night, and I think we had I think we left with $100. All right, so we lost that one, so I think we had $100 right there. So we bought in for $150. We're out for $100. So that's all we have left of our $2,000 bankroll. So we have lost $1,900 tonight. And that strategy is 36. That's 60 points. So we got 60 points in 10 spins, give or take. All right, so 60. So we're at 1,870. So 1,870 points with a loss of $1,900. If somebody wants to do the math for me on that, that's not good. So we paid over $1 a point, just barely over $1 a point for tonight's session. Okay. All right, but that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you dive off into something like that, especially that $400 average. That killed us. Okay, I couldn't run it at that level, and I don't expect you guys to run it at that level. But if you can, hey, good luck to you. All right, so let's see. Let's get those one-hit wonders going. All right. Let's see. Let me get my phone. That way I can see it. I don't know about y'all, but my eyes are not as good as they used to be. All right, let's see who's up first. All right, Escape, you're up first, and you're blue. All right, so here we go. Got blue chips for Escape. He's got 10 on 13, and 10 on 0-0-0 split. All right, we got you there. Let's see, Robert. Robert, you're going to be orange. All right, and you want everything on the first 12. All right, we got you, Robert. And Big Day. Big Day, you're going to be green. All right, so I want 10 chips on first dozen. All right, there's 10 chips on first dozen. And 1 chip on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, you're wanting that first dozen to hit. That is for sure. All right, next up, David. So David is purple. And you want 26 to 30 corner. 26, you want all 20 of them on 26, 30 corner. All right, there you go, David. I got you set for purple. All right, Patty. And Patty, you're going to be pink. All right, so here we go. 10 on 25, 29 corner. And 10 on 28, 32 corner. All right, there you go, Patty. I got you set. All right, Sammy, you're going to be yellow. All right, so Sammy, he wants 12, or Sammy, 12 on 19, 24, double streak right there. And, Sammy won last week. I totally screwed that up last week. So, doing all this math here at the very end it gets difficult sometimes. All right, so there we go. So 8 on that, 22, 25. And I'm assuming you guys saw the extra spin that it was a tie. So I had to straighten that tie out. All right, Andrew, you are going to be red. And I believe the tie was between Sammy and Andrew last week, and I had to fix that. All right, so 10 chips on 10-14 corner. So 10-14 corner. And 10 chips on 25-29 corner. Okay, so y'all want that one. All right, so now Jason wants all black chips, all on 34. Okay, so all black chips, all on 34. You have chased that 34 for sure. All right, Patty says thank you. All right, Randall. All right, Randall, we got you in here, buddy. All right. Randall, he wants all on 2830 Street. All right, there you go, right there. Okay, so is that everybody? All right. So we have 9 participants in our last spin, one-hit wonder spin here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know we've gone a little over time, but a lot of information has been shared tonight, and we lost $2,000. So, or almost 2,000. I mean, 1,900. We got enough to pay an Uber to get back to the parking lot. Let's see. Get it done. Here we go. All right, last spin, one-hit wonder. Let's see who our winner could be. We do have, let's see, there's 3 numbers. 4, 5, 6. We got 6 numbers exposed right now. If it hits one of those numbers, we're just going to respin where everybody's at. And 34. You finally got it, Jason. You have been chasing that thing for a solid year, and you finally got it. So Jason hit on 34 red right there with all 20 chips. So that is a huge win right there. So Jason said it was due, and you got it. So Jason, you got it. He is our winner for tonight's last spin one-hit wonder with a 34 with 20 chips on it. Man, I would love for that to happen on the real ship. That would be a crazy win right there. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Make sure to send me that email at roulettecruisin@gmail.com. And Jason, you and Sammy, if you know, I got to get Sammy's to her. So you guys send me an email. Let me know if I can ship them together or not. If I can, I'll go ahead and do that. All right, you guys just let me know in the email. And only took a year for Jason to hit that 34. All right. All right, make sure to hit that like button for me. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to 35-to-1 Roulette Cruisin'. And I should be on here next week. Maybe. I don't know. I got a lot going on the following week, but I'll try my best to have a spin next Sunday. All right, so be sure to check back next Sunday. All right, so Patty says $1.99. No, soon. Okay, so she don't want to spin. She's just appreciating hanging out with me tonight. $1.99 super chat from Patty. I do appreciate it, Patty. Thank you so much for the support, you guys. And until next time, happy cruising. We'll see y'all. Bye.